Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm from the founder of Qlix, a student welfare platform for schools. So unfortunately, we live in a world where mental health issues among the young is increasing. More than 50% of school students in Hong Kong schools show signs of depression due to academic pressures, physical abuse, or cyberbullying. This depressing statistic highlights how bad the issue is. On average, one student in every class has skipped school within the last 30 days due to feeling unsafe. This is unacceptable. School should be a safe place for our students. Here at Qlix, we help schools manage the emotional status of their establishments. We provide a real-time welfare status of all students across all of their teachers. This means that issues that are overlooked by individual teachers are highlighted when the behavior occurs across multiple teachers. This data is anomalized and sent into our artificial intelligence engine, which then gives a rating based on a number of predetermined conditions. We get our data from our teacher collaboration platform. Think Slack, optimized for teachers. Here is our mobile messaging platform, where teachers send messages to one another, tagging the relevant students. These messages are then collected together to form a continuous thread of information about a single student, as well as external communication to parents, and also a paper trail of all of their incidents and issues that have ever happened. Our real-time solution resolves issues quickly, preventing unnecessary escalation of issues throughout the day. In today's modern world, everything is happening quicker. Snapchat messages are sent around the school within minutes. Current student welfare methods are simply too slow in their resolution and also require too much time commitment. We're the leading solution for real-time efficiency while also giving a low teacher commitment. We're building the tools schools will need over the next 5 to 10 years as they reprioritize student welfare. Scientific research shows that students who have a safe environment to learn in also perform better academically. We're looking at $2 per student per month, which is absolutely nothing for the safety and well-being of our students. We only need 60 schools in order to have over $1 million in revenues. This is all made possible through our fantastic team. Myself, I'm a previous co-founder. I'm a former mathematics teacher and computer scientist. Chris, who studied a PhD in computer science from Oxford University. Lizzie, who studied education at Cambridge. T, who has worked in the top-tier management consultancy, and Will, who has led successful marketing campaigns for a top bank. We're looking for people to help join our mission to make school a safe place for our students, either through beta users, introduction into schools, or simply through financial support. Thank you for learning about Qlix, a student welfare platform for schools.
Thank you, great presentation. And I commend you on the issue at hand. My concern is the resistance that you have in the economic side of selling to schools at $2 per student. Have you explored any other revenue channels or sponsorship type of opportunities? Because I don't think it's realistic for schools around the world where budget is the biggest issue that they have, regardless of the importance of the safety of the students, to allocate any funds towards it. Have you explored that or had any resistance at all?
Yes, I think in terms of a lot of schools, depending on their priorities, if we're looking at, say, international schools or schools which are focusing on special education needs, then this is a bigger priority for them, so therefore they can justify the funding better. We're also looking at doing tuition centers where they are caring about their student outside of school, which also then have that premium level of care and support, which again can justify that budget better. So that's our key target audience, is where the schools need to offer a premium level of service to their students, rather than kind of the government-funded schools.
Thanks, Alex. I have a question on the competitive landscape, and the second one is, how does the status system works? You have this yellow, red, and green light monitoring thing.
Yes.
How do you classify that that the student is a red and a yellow and a blue? green one?
So that is data we're building up all the time, and we're self-learning through our artificial intelligence. But what we do is we're using trigger points. So say, for example, if you have a student who hands in their homework every single day, every single time, and then 1 week suddenly they do not hand in their homework across, say, 5 different subjects, then potentially there's an issue there. Now, a single teacher would probably go, oh, it's a one-off occasion, and not really highlight it. But that is obviously a clear indication. So those are sort of the trigger points that we're using to start off with, and then we're building up that over time as we kind of get more data.
And competition?
So at the moment, a lot of school platforms focus on, say, doing registration of students, say, reporting to parents, things like that. There's not many systems who are actually doing teacher-to-teacher communication and enabling better communication between a teacher. As a teacher, it's very, very hard when you're in a secondary school because you are rooted to your classroom. So if anything happens in your classroom, you can't just go and tell another member of staff very easily. And that information is very important and can be very useful. Say if 2 students get into a kind of issue or dispute in that class, it will be very useful for the next teacher who teaches those students to know about that. But currently, it's impossible to give that information in enough time, quickly enough, to the relevant teacher. You don't know which subject they are, they don't know who the teacher is, so it's very, very difficult.
Have you considered extending beyond the educational system into other social situations?
Yeah, we have considered and had a look at thinking about hospitals. Could be another case where patients are being passed between different doctors, between different shifts, and keeping a continuous thread of information in those scenarios. It's areas we're looking at in the fullness of time, but at the moment we're focusing on education.
Okay, well, from my school, I mean, I got 2 daughters, and I don't know whether you have any experience with the current schools. In my school, there's a WhatsApp group or WeChat group with all the students inside. I don't know whether there's something among the teachers, but there are solutions in that sense that I can see in my daughter's school today. It may not be an institutional thing, but WhatsApp is taking over the world anyway. I don't need an answer for that. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of groups out there where you have parents who are all communicating together about their kids' class. There's lots of platforms out there which are doing teacher-to-student communication. The problem with WhatsApp for teacher-to-teacher communication is the issue is that you don't actually know who you want to contact. I want to contact Joe's maths teacher. Who is Joe's maths teacher? What set is he in? Who teaches that set? You've got to find out that information. It's very difficult. Whereas this platform is designed to go, okay, Joe's maths teacher, send the message, it's gone to the correct person, and they receive it when they teach that student. They don't receive it 3 hours earlier and then they've forgotten by the time they actually teach the student.
Please put your hands together from Alex from Qlix. Well done, high five. High five.